From New Delhi, you're watching DD India, India's voice to the world. This is Sports Buzz with me, Deepika, and coming up in the next half an hour. Manchester United's new permanent boss, Ruben Amorim, arrives in the UK, all set to prepare the team for upcoming clash against Ipswich, scheduled for 24th November. English soccer referees body suspends Premier League referee David Coote after he allegedly abused Liverpool and former manager Jurgen Klopp. Yannick Sinner receives most special ATP year and number 1 trophy in Turin, becomes first man or woman from his country to reach world number 1 in singles. To begin with cricket first, Afghanistan batter Rahmanullah Gurbaz's century and Asmatullah Omarzai's all-round performance thrashed Bangladesh in Sharjah as their side claimed a thrilling 5-wicket victory to secure a 2-1 victory in the one-day series. Chasing 245, Afghanistan opener Gurbaz and Omarzai stitched a 100-run partnership after the top order failed to sustain Bangladesh's pace attack led by Mustafizur Rahman. Gurbaz laid the foundation of Afghanistan's victory with 101 of 120, including 7 sixes and 5 fours in the series decider. Omarzai's well-paced innings led the side to the victory along with Mohammad Nabi in 48.2 overs. Now, New Zealand pacer Lockie Ferguson has been ruled out of the one-day international series against Sri Lanka after suffering a calf strain in the second T20 match against Sri Lanka. Ferguson was struck down with the injury soon after becoming his nation's 6th bowler to take a T20 hat-trick as New Zealand won by 5 runs in Dambulla on Sunday to split the series by 1-1. The team said Ferguson would return to New Zealand for scans and rehabilitation that has resulted into him being ruled out of the 3-match ODI series starting on Wednesday. Adam Milne will replace Ferguson in the squad. Now, India's preparation to face Australia at the upcoming Border Gavaskar Trophy are in full swing, and Australia's debutant player Nathan McSweeney says he's eyeing to face Jasprit Bumrah with grit and strength, adding that he's aware about India's bowling unit and have been observing it of late. Our next report brings you more about how the debutant McSweeney is preparing himself for the mega clash. Take a look. India is all set to face Australia in Border Gavaskar Trophy, and the Indian side is leaving no stone unturned to make it a memorable outing for them and to maintain the top spot at the World Test Championship points table as well. However, Team Australia is also fully prepared to face one of the strong sides at their home ground. Untried Australia batter Nathan McSweeney has been a surprise addition in Aussie's squad. However, the Australia debutant is readying himself for potential Bumrah barrage. Nathan McSweeney has revealed he has already started his preparations on how to cope with the threat of India's potent pace bowling attack during the upcoming Border Gavaskar series. Speaking on his preparations and facing Bumrah, McSweeney said, "I'll definitely dive a lot deeper into it when I get to Perth, but I can't help myself. I've looked at a few clips of what their bowling attack stacks up like. I'm just trying to visualize how I'm going to go about it. Facing a new bowler can be a slight challenge to just pick up their action. I've got a whole week before I head off to Perth so I can get mentally ready, and I guess it starts now in preparation to hopefully start really well. But there's probably not much you can do to replicate how Bumrah bowls. Obviously, he's got a unique action. He's one of the best bowlers in the world, so it's going to be hard to mimic that, that's for sure." McSweeney is 5th on the list of leading run scorers in the ongoing domestic Sheffield Shield competition in Australia and earned his test call-up on the back of some solid contributions for Australia A in recent matches against India in Mackay and Melbourne. However, facing Team India would be a tough task for the debutant at the upcoming series. Sports Desk, DD India. Now, the International Cricket Council has named New Zealand's Amelia Kerr and Pakistan's Nouman Ali as the ICC Players of the Month for October 2024, following stellar performances that helped their respective teams achieve historic victories. New Zealand all-rounder Kerr played a decisive role in her side's triumphant campaign at the ICC Women's T20 World Cup in the UAE. Kerr emerged victorious in a competitive field, edging out fellow T20 World Cup standouts Deandra Doughton and Laura Woolverdat for the October honour. with 160 runs and 19 wickets in October, including a record-breaking 15 wickets at the T20 Cricket World Cup. Amelia Kerr left an indelible mark on New Zealand's cricket history. Her all-round brilliance earned her the Player of the Tournament title and helped New Zealand claim their maiden T20 Cricket World Cup. Meanwhile, Noman was pivotal in Pakistan's comeback series victory over England in the ICC World Test Championship on home soil. Noman bested standout bowlers Kagiso Rabada and Mitchell Santner to clinch the men's award. Moving on now, let's talk about badminton. In a disappointing start to their Kumamoto Masters campaign, India's badminton player Trisa Jolly and Gayatri Gopichand bowed out in the first round with a straight games defeat against Chinese Taipei duo Zhu Yunhu and Lin Yuhu on Tuesday. The world-ranked 20th Indian pair fell by 16-21, 16-21 to the Taiwanese team, concluding their match in just 36 minutes. Now, this loss marks the first victory for Zhu Yunhu and Lin Yuhu against the Indian pair, who still lead the head-to-head record by 2-1. Trisa and Gayatri struggled to find their rhythm in a match that saw the Taiwanese pair control the tempo, capitalizing on well-placed smashes and tighter net play. In chess and at the ongoing Chennai Grandmasters 2024, Grandmaster Aravind Chidambaram from India has won the tournament after beating Armenian-American Levon Aronian. The 25-year-old beat Aronian by 2-0 in the tiebreaker to win the Masters section of the tournament. Earlier, Aravind Chidambaram ended India's top-ranked player Arjun Arikaisi's undefeated streak in the 6th round after having started off the competition with 5 draws. Arikaisi has finished 3rd in the competition. Aravind Chidambaram also beat Param Maghsoodlo in the final round. On to combat sports, and ahead of Mike Tyson's much-awaited match scheduled to take place on Friday, the former heavyweight threw no punches when asked about criticism of his fight with YouTuber-turned-boxer Jake Paul in Texas. Tyson, who has a 50-6 record with 44 knockouts, was one of the most feared heavyweights in history, but has not fought a professional fight since 2005.
I'm just doing really well. You know, I'm doing really well. I'm very grateful that I'm doing well. I'm just looking forward to the fight. Really looking forward to it. Like when you think about it, regardless of me being how old I am, this guy only has 10 fights.
Yeah.
He only has 10 fights. If I can just fight a little bit with my experience, he only has 10 fucking fights.
Now, Bernard Langer clinched victory at the season-ending Charles Schwab Cup Championship and extended his record of winning a title every year on the PGA Tour Champion Circuit to 18 years. The 67-year-old proved that age is just a number as he holed a 30-foot birdie putt on the final hole to card a 5-under par 66 and seal a one-stroke victory on 18 under over defending champion Stephen Walker and Richard Green. It is the 47th title Langer has won on the over 50 circuit and the first since tearing his Achilles tendon in early 2024. Moving on to hockey now, the Indian women's hockey team will take on South Korea in their second match of Asian Champions Trophy hockey at the Rajgir Sports Complex on Tuesday. Earlier, India registered a 4-0 victory over Malaysia in its opening game on Monday. India had 10 penalty corners in the first half and could only convert one. Sangeeta Kumari managed to desperately poke the ball in after an exchange of multiple passes. A variation in their 12th penalty corner saw Navneet Kaur doubling the lead in 43rd minute. A minute later, another penalty corner saw Udita smash the ball into the board. The team, however, showed phenomenal resilience to secure a victory. Moving on to tennis now. Top tennis player Yannick Sinner was presented with the ATP year-end #1 trophy in front of a raucous home crowd in Turin on Monday at the ATP Finals. Sinner's tennis team and family were all among the crowd as he becomes just the 4th active player to receive the coveted trophy. Here's more.
The Italians had a historical moment in the field of tennis as Yannick Sinner officially became the first tennis player from the nation to achieve the year-end number one ranking during the ATP finals in Turin. Sinner's tennis team and family, including his parents, were in the crowd as former player Boris Becker presented Sinner with the award. The people of Turin roared with approval as the home favourite displayed the trophy for the fans.
I want to thank my team. Without the people who are close to me, who doesn't understand me, how I am as a person, it's very difficult. And I was always very, very lucky to have these persons around me. And without this kind of people, this would not be possible. So thank you so much for the support. And this obviously means so much to me. But it's a very special occasion to share this here in Italy.
Sinner had already secured the top spot before the tournament began. He defeated Alex de Minaur from Australia on Sunday in his opening match at the season-ending event. The Italian succeeds Serbia's Novak Djokovic, who has concluded 8 seasons as the top-ranked player. In June this year, Sinner became the first Italian man or woman to reach the coveted world number one spot in singles since computerized rankings were established in 1973.
Yes, it's a very, very exclusive, club being number one in the world, and I think it's the ultimate goal we have. 52 weeks of consistent tennis, and this would not be possible with the people who I have around and I had around, and this is very nice to share these moments with them, and it's as I said, very special occasions, but keeping or continue to keep the people who are close to you and where you feel very comfortable with together, because these are exactly the people who are always gonna help you. So that's very nice.
The 23-year-old is also the 19th player to earn year-end number one honors and just the 4th active player to do so after the great Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal and Carlo Alcaraz. The ceremony coincided with the launch of the pioneering ATP number one club, which will celebrate all current and former ATP world number one players in one place for their remarkable efforts to reach the pinnacle of the PIF ATP rankings. Sports Desk, DD India.
Alexander Zverev began his ATP Finals campaign in the John Newcombe Group with a straight sets victory over 8th seed Andrei Rublev in Turin on Monday. The German world number 2 is a 2-time former champion of the year and ATP Finals tournament. He broke Rublev's serve once in each set en route to a 6-4, 6-4 victory and a tour-leading 67th victory of 2024. Germany's Zverev had last faced Russian Rublev at the same stage of the finals in 2023 and won by the same score. The 27-year-old Zverev, who is also the recent winner of the Paris Masters 1000, has climbed back to number 2 in the world this season. So Spain's Carlos Alcaraz suffered a shock 6-1, 7-5 defeat against Norway's Casper Ruud in his opening match at the ATP Finals as his hopes of winning the year-end title for the first time suffered a major blow. The round-robin format of the 8-man event means he could still crown a standout year in style, but the third seed has left himself with little margin for error in his remaining group matches and will need to find a higher level. Alcaraz has won the French Open and Wimbledon titles this year and is hoping to become the first Spaniard to win the prestigious year-ending title since Alex in 1998. Ruud will take on Andrei Rublev in the next round on Thursday. And post the opening loss, Carlos Alcaraz revealed that he struggled with an unwell stomach during his match that led to a no-up-to-mark performance, although he did not want it to sound like an excuse.
Well, few days before coming here, I got sick, at home, and the days that I was practicing here, I was feeling okay. Obviously, in the matches it's totally different, but today I didn't feel well. In this morning, I feel uncomfortable, in the stomach, and I couldn't, after long rallies today, I couldn't feel well. So I don't want to say because I don't want to sound like an excuse, but if I feel bad, I feel bad. But it was what happened today. It's kind of you finish 1 week or you finish a swing and you only have 2 or 3 days off, and then you have to go to other tournaments, to other part of the world. So since the beginning of the year, you're accumulating hours, days, and you come into this part of the year tired. So I have to, as I said many times, I think this year I'm much better than last year, but I have to find the way to performance and deliver a good tennis, being tired mentally.
Time to take a short break, but still to come on Sports Buzz. Lecce announces new coach after parting ways with Luca Gotti last weekend. And coming up next is a quick glance across Australian newspapers who are celebrating cricket with a strong focus on King Kohli.
Complex issues, hidden agendas, twists and turns, strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back after that short break. You're watching Sports Buzz with me, Deepika. Now, Premier League referee David Coote has been suspended after a video allegedly showing him making derogatory comments about Liverpool and the club's former manager Jurgen Klopp was circulated on social media. Refereeing body PGMOL says the suspension comes into force with immediate effect and is pending a full investigation. 42 years old Coote referred Liverpool's 2-0 victory against Aston Villa on Saturday. He's one of the Premier League's most experienced officials and has been refereeing matches in the top flight since 2018. The video being shared appears to refer to a Premier League match that Coote officiated between Liverpool and Burnley in July 2020 that finished at 1-1. However, the authenticity of the video has not yet been verified. Now, Manchester United is all set to begin their EPL clashes with the new boss, Ruben Amorim. Ruben, who arrived on Monday, has got a tough task ahead since the new manager has just 13 days in hand to train the team in his unique style before the next EPL clash. Our next report tells you more about the new boss, his new plans, and how it will shape the future of Manchester United. Take a look. Manchester United has welcomed its new boss, Ruben Amorim, as Ruud van Nistelrooy bids adieu to the club as the interim manager. The Dutchman led the team to a 3-0 Premier League victory over Leicester City in his fourth game as the interim manager. Van Nistelrooy's departure was announced on the day Ruben Amorim arrived in Manchester as United's permanent boss. The 39-year-old Amorim landed in Manchester on Monday and was greeted with a hug from Chief Executive Omar Berrada. Speaking on his stint at Manchester United, Ruben said that he knows how he will begin with the team.
No, I know how I am going to play in the beginning, because you have to start with a structure that you know, and then you will adapt with the players that you have, some injuries or no injuries, what kind of players, the abilities to defend, to attack. I will discover that in the next few weeks. We don't have a lot of time to train, so I have to show something that I know very well. So you can take whatever you want from that question. About a legend of a club like Manchester, he did a great job. I have to talk with him tomorrow, and then I will explain everything. I'm very clear, and I will tell you like it is. Okay, so let's wait until tomorrow. Maybe we are not going to talk. Yeah, so let's wait for the next few weeks.
New Manchester United coach Ruben Amorim said he's under no illusions about the difficulty of the task, but he's looking forward to the challenge. The Premier League club announced Amorim's appointment earlier this month on a contract until June 2027. Amorim has been a former Portugal international and he was the Lisbon coach from the year 2020 and ended its 19-year wait for the Portuguese title in 2021. He won it again in 2024 and his achievements led to links with jobs at Liverpool, Manchester City and Barcelona before he was hired to replace Erik ten Hag at the start of the month. He's United's sixth permanent coach since club great Alex Ferguson retired in 2013 after winning his 13th Premier League title. The new boss has 13 days to prepare for his first game in charge of the first team, which is Premier League's fixture away to Ipswich Town, scheduled to be played on Sunday, the 24th of November. Sports Desk, DD India. Barcelona forwards Robert Lewandowski and Lamine Yamal will miss international duty with Poland and Spain after sustaining injuries. Yamal missed Barcelona's 1-0 La Liga loss at Real Sociedad on Sunday due to a right ankle injury that he suffered in the Champions League. The teenager could be out for up to 3 weeks and will miss Spain's Nations League clashes with Denmark and Switzerland. La Liga top scorer Lewandowski will be out for a little under 2 weeks with a back injury he suffered on Sunday and will miss Poland's Nations League matches against Portugal and Scotland. Staying on football, Lecce have named Marco Guampolo as their new coach on a deal until the end of the season after parting ways with Luca Gotti last weekend. Lecce sacked Gotti on Saturday after a poor string of results that left them languishing in the relegation zone. Lecce said in a statement that the coach has signed an agreement until 30th of June 2025 with automatic renewal in the event of reaching safety. Former AC Milan coach Guampolo was most recently in charge of Sampdoria in 2022. Lecce are third from bottom in Serie A with 9 points from 12 games. Inter Miami star Lionel Messi and the Argentina squad gathered at the Argentine Soccer Association facilities to train ahead of their next World Cup qualifier against Paraguay. Argentina will play against Paraguay on Friday at the Defensores del Chaco Stadium in Asuncion. Argentina confronts a Paraguay team with an unbeaten record in its last 4 matches, including 2 consecutive home game victories. This winning streak has pushed Paraguay up to 6th place in the standings. A victory from Argentina in this match is pivotal as it would bolster their standings as the leader of the qualifiers and further their journey towards securing a spot in next World Cup. And Belgium experienced major setback ahead of their Nations League showdown with Italy on Thursday, with 4 players pulling out of the clash in Brussels, as well as Sunday's game against Israel. Charles De Ketelaere, Jeremy Doku, Malik Fofana and Joaquin Sees are all out with injury, along with Samuel Mengula, Arthur Vermeulen, Albert Sambi Lukonga and Kylian Sadela called up in their place. Belgium are third in Group A2, which is 6 points behind the leaders, Italy. They must win their last 2 games and hope other results go their way if they want to advance to the quarter-final round. The Europe League match between Turkish club Besiktas and Israel's Maccabi Tel Aviv on November 28th will be contested at a neutral territory in Hungary. The match was originally a home game for Istanbul-based Besiktas, but the Turkish government had earlier decided not to host it in Turkey. It will now be played at Nagribi Stadium in Debrecen. The match will be held behind closed doors due to a decision by the local Hungarian authorities. A few people were injured during the unrest involving the fans of the visiting soccer team who lost 5-0 to Ajax in the Europa League on Thursday. Besiktas stated that Hungary was the only country that agreed to host the match. Now, the world's best football clubs will discover their group stage opponents for the inaugural 32-club FIFA Club World Cup at the draw on the 5th of December in Miami. The date was highly anticipated as many questions still surround this competition. The draw will determine the 8 groups of 4 teams who will compete in the tournament in the United States from the 15th of June till the 13th of July. The 16 clubs finishing in the top 2 places in each group will qualify for the knockout phase from round of 16 to the
final without a match for third place. And before we close today's edition of Sports Buzz, we give you a glimpse of how Australia is celebrating cricket today, focusing King Kohli and other Indian cricketers. Indian star batter has featured on the front pages of various Australian newspapers. The newspapers feature Virat Kohli and Yashasvi Jaiswal prominently with Hindi and Punjabi headlines. The newspaper had special full-page posters of Virat Kohli, columns related to the Border Gavaskar Trophy and stories about Yashasvi Jaiswal and Rishabh Pant. The front page featured a bold Hindi headline called Yugo Ki Ladai, translated as Fight for the Ages, while a separate article highlighted young Indian batter Yashasvi Jaiswal with the Punjabi headline called Navam Raja or the New King. This gesture has left many fans from the nations pleasantly surprised ahead of the Border Gavaskar Trophy, which starts from the 22nd of November in Perth. And that's all for this edition of DD India Sports Buzz. But do let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from the country and the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download it right now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I am Deepika, and from all of us here in New Delhi, thank you so much for watching Sports Buzz. Namaskar.